Hey guys, welcome back to Duffy Woodcraft. This week we're going to be doing 3 projects that I sell at every single one of my craft fairs, which you can see I'm at right now. We're going to be working on our toaster tongs, our coffee scoops, and whiskey smokers. Stay tuned. If you don't know me, my name's Alex, and I do a ton of craft fairs. I do them every holiday season, starting at the beginning of November all the way through Christmas, every weekend, or sometimes multiple times a week, and I do them throughout the year as well. But what I wanted to do in this video is talk about 3 items that I sell at every single craft fair because 1, they're easy to make, 2, they make a high profit value item, 3, they're great for wholesaling, and 4, they sell at every market. The first product we're going to do is the coffee scoop. Now I'm cutting this out of a 24 by 24 inch sheet of the BAM X bamboo plywood material. It's a really pretty, it has brown on the outside and then that light color in the middle, so it really adds a nice contrast. This file that I'm using, I'm going to get 39 coffee scoops out of this material, and I'll talk about costs in a little bit on this item. So it's going to cut out using the Downtown Jenny 1/4 inch bit first. I'll switch bits and then I'll move over to the 1/8 inch bit to get the tight profiles out. I'm using the 1/8 inch because I'm getting as many coffee scoops out of this one sheet of plywood as I can. Once the CNC is done, I'll take them off and go ahead and remove the tape. Then I'll sand away any of the fuzzies and knock off with the hammer and chisel. And then take it over to sanding, which means it's already time for this week's Sanding Thoughts with Duffy Woodcraft. Black Ivory is the most expensive coffee in the world at $2,500 per kilogram. This rare coffee is produced exclusively in the Maldives and Thailand. It involves 30 elephants consuming a Thai Arabic coffee bean. After undergoing natural fermentation process in the elephant's digestive systems, the beans are collected and are said to have a reduced bitterness and smooth chocolatey flavor and hints of red berry flavors to offer a very unique taste. The coffee scoops are now complete after putting on some tung oil as finish. And now I'm moving over to the toaster tongs. Now, the toaster tongs are the exact same process. I use the same material, cut it out with a 1/4 inch bit to do the magnet hole, and then move over to the 1/8 inch bit to do the profile cuts. Now, what you'll notice here is I do some pretty large tabs in between the 2 toaster tongs. That's because if I don't, the thin walls will vibrate around under the stress of the bit and sometimes snap or break. So I use large tabs and then I have to use a pull saw to cut them. It's pretty simple, but it just takes a little extra time. Again, once they're cut out, the process is exactly the same. I'll sand them, I'll use some tung oil as a finish, and then they're ready to go. So let's move on over to whiskey smokers. So my whiskey smokers, I start with a chunk of white oak. This one measures at 8 inches wide by 24 inches long, which means I'll get 10 whiskey smokers out of this board. It'll cut out all using the Downtown Jenny 1/4 inch bit. It'll run through this file, cutting out all 10 whiskey smokers, and then I can take it off and repeat. Once I do the whole batch off the CNC, in this case I did 50 whiskey smokers, I'll go ahead and remove all the tape, and then I'll use a hammer and chisel to knock off the tabs. I'll then do a quick sand to remove any of the frays and all of the tabs from the smokers, and then the smokers themselves are done. Each of my whiskey smokers comes with a tin of chips for smoking. So to create those, I head over to the jointer and use a big slab of white oak on a thick pass across the jointer to create these curly chips. Now it's time to package them all up. First, we're going to put in the screen that blocks the chips from falling down into the glass of whiskey. It's kind of hard to see here on the screen, but it's a very small little mesh screen. I'll push it into place, which it just kind of friction fits into the whiskey smoker. For packaging, I use a burlap bag that's got a clear screen in the front. These are really great for retail stores so the customer can see what they're getting. Inside of each package, my customers get a piece of paper that congratulates them for buying the whiskey smoker with QR codes to a how-to video along with my Instagram, as if a customer messages me, I'll mail them out refill chips for free. Speaking of the chips, I use a small 1-ounce tin to go ahead and scoop up the smoking chips, and then I screw on the lid, and then I'll package it all together. So first goes the piece of paper into the burlap bag, then the whiskey smoker, and then the tin with the smoking chips. Then I'll just go ahead and pull the drawstring closed and repeat 50 times. And there you go. There's 3 very simple products that only use 2 bits that you can batch out in large quantities on the CNC. Let's talk about the costs. We're going to go ahead and start with both the coffee scoops and toaster tongs, as I get them from the same material, BAM-X, that I buy online from the CIC workshop. Now I can get this for $50 a sheet, but that doesn't include shipping. Now I usually hit the $150 threshold for free shipping, so I don't count that. Consumables is about $10. That's my wear and tear on my bits, finish, and sandpaper. So total cost is $60. From each sheet of BAM-X, I can get 39 coffee scoops or 44 toaster tongs. So that brings for coffee scoops the cost to $1.54 each, or the cost of the tongs of $1.37 each. I sell each of these for $10, which means my profit on each item is over $8, which leaves a good margin for if I want to wholesale these products as well. Let's talk about the whiskey smokers. So in my area, white oak right now is about $8.50 per board foot. It takes about 2 board feet for 10 smokers, which equals about $1.70 per smoker. My consumables I do per 50, so a consumables is $10, bags is $30, filters is $2, tins are $19. So the total cost per whiskey smoker is $2.92. I sell each unit for $30, which means my total profit is $27.08. Again, that's a large profit margin that I can use for wholesaling these products. As you can see, they are 3 very high profit items. What's also good about these is that they're super simple to batch out in large quantities and easy to sell at your local retail stores, or you can sell them as wholesale. For example, the coffee scoops. These are great items to sell wholesale to local roasters. They can bundle them in packages with other coffee paraphernalia and their own coffee brand. So it's super easy. And if you have a laser, you could even laser brand the coffee scoop with their logo on cncwithme.com. If you're a CNC user and you don't know what that is, I highly recommend you check it out. It's a community that was created by the original OG CNC user here on YouTube, Hamilton Dilbeck. It's been up and running for about a year, and it's a great place. There's about 1,000 CNC workers that are all part of the community that help share files, help each other out when we have questions, and are just all around a good fun time. So make sure you check it out on cncwithme.com. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. I have new project videos coming out every 2 weeks. So until I see you then, bye-bye.